Some people come to YouTube looking for entertainment. Others come to learn. But what if I told you that simply being here, creating, failing, and showing up can teach you more about life than you ever expected? These are the 10 lessons YouTube revealed to me, and they might just change how you see everything. I came to YouTube thinking I was here to create videos, but what I didn't expect was that YouTube would teach me some of the most powerful lessons about life itself. Lessons about resilience, fear, self-worth, and the simple, undeniable truth that showing up changes everything. It reminded me of the book All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. But for me, all I really needed to know I learned on YouTube. Not because YouTube itself has the answers, but because the process of creating, failing, learning, and pushing forward reveals them, if you're willing to pay attention. These lessons were always there, woven into the journey. I just had to experience them to understand. And now I want to share them with you, because once you see them, you might start seeing YouTube and life a little differently too. Lesson 1. Small steps lead to big changes. When I first started, I felt overwhelmed. There was so much to learn, so many doubts. It felt impossible. But then I took a step, and another, and another. And at first, it seemed like nothing was happening. But when I looked back, I realized how far I'd come. That's how all big things happen. You don't climb a mountain in one leap. You take it one step at a time. And that's true for anything in life. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. If you're waiting for the perfect moment to start, this is it. Just take one small step today. Lesson number 2. Progress matters more than perfection. I wanted my first video to be perfect. I wanted the lighting to be just right, the audio crisp, the script flawless. But here's the truth. If I had waited for perfection, I'd still be waiting. My first video wasn't perfect. My second wasn't either. But they were done. And done is better than perfect. So many people never start because they're afraid of not being good enough. But the only way to get good is to start messy. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't wait until they can run before taking that first step. They stumble, they wobble, they fall, but they keep going. And eventually, they run. How many things in your life have you put off waiting for the perfect moment? Lesson number 3. The journey is the reward. At first, I was obsessed with numbers. How many views? How many subscribers? But then I realized something. By focusing on the numbers, I was missing out on the joy of creating, the joy of learning, the joy of showing up and building something from nothing. We do this all the time in life. We chase the next thing, thinking that's when we'll finally be happy. But happiness isn't at the finish line. It's in all the steps that we take to get there. A father spends years working, thinking he'll finally enjoy life when he retires. But in doing so, he misses his child's laughter, his family's milestones, the small moments that truly mattered. Happiness is not a goal. It is a byproduct of a life well lived. So I ask you, what moments are you rushing past, thinking happiness is somewhere else? Lesson number 4. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. I got my first negative comment the other day. It stung. For a moment, I wondered if I should change, if I should do something different to make everyone happy. But then I remembered, no one is for everyone. Not musicians, not artists, not creators. Imagine if J.K. Rowling had rewritten Harry Potter to fit every critic's opinion. Would it still have become the phenomenon it is today? Or if Vincent van Gogh had painted only what was popular rather than what he saw in his soul, would his art still move us centuries later? Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. The right people, the ones who resonate with your message, will find you. And the ones who don't, they were never meant to be your people. How much energy have you wasted trying to be someone you're not, just to fit in? Lesson number 5. Fear never goes away. You just learn to move through it. The night before I posted my first video, I almost backed out. I kept thinking, what if people judge me? What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? But I did it anyway. And you know what? The fear didn't disappear. It never does. But I moved through it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Then I remembered a quote by Aaron Hansen. There is freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky. And you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly? That question changed everything for me. What if fear wasn't a reason to stop, but a reason to start? What if everything you wanted was on the other side of fear? What dreams have you left waiting in the shadows simply because fear whispered, what if you fail? Lesson number 6. Consistency builds identity. 30 days ago, I was just someone who wanted to start YouTube. Now, I am a YouTuber. Not because I suddenly became an expert, but because I chose to show up day after day, video after video, even when no one was watching. Growth doesn't happen in a single moment of inspiration. It happens in the quiet, unglamorous hours of dedication when no one else sees the work. It happens in the moments when you don't feel like showing up, but you do anyway. We often wait for motivation, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and it goes like the tide. But discipline? Discipline is a choice. It's what transforms a dreamer into a doer. You are not your intentions. You are not your dreams. You are what you repeatedly do. A writer who writes once in a while is just someone who wants to be a writer. But the one who writes every day, they become a writer. We are what we repeatedly do. With each habit you nurture, you are painting the portrait of your future self. What masterpiece are you creating? Lesson number 7. You can't control outcomes, only effort. I can't control how many people watch my videos. I can't control how fast my channel grows. But I can control my effort, my creativity, my consistency. Life is filled with uncertainties, and sometimes, no matter how much we give, the results don't show up the way we expect them to. But does that mean our effort was wasted? No, because every ounce of energy we pour into something changes us. It strengthens our discipline, refines our skills, and shapes our character. And when I focus on that, everything else takes care of itself. A farmer plants seeds, waters them, tends to the soil, but he can't force them to grow. He doesn't sit there anxiously staring at the soil, demanding it sprout. He trusts. He lets go. And in time, the harvest comes. Not always when he expects it, but always when nature intends. And maybe that's what we need to learn, to do our best, to put in the work, and to trust that even if we don't see the results immediately, something is growing beneath the surface. How much lighter would you feel if you released the weight of what you cannot change and embraced the power of what you can? Lesson number 8. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Society tells us it's too late to start over, to chase a dream, to become someone new. But time is not a barrier. It is a canvas waiting for you to paint something bold, something beautiful. The world is full of stories of reinvention, of people who refused to let age or circumstance define their future. Colonel Sanders started KFC at 65. Vera Wang designed her first dress at 40. You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. If you think it's too late, I promise you, it isn't. The only thing standing between you and your next chapter is the belief that the page has already been written. But what if it hasn't? What if your best moments are still waiting for you, just beyond the decision to begin again? Lesson number 9. The people who succeed are the ones who keep going. Most people quit before they ever see results. But what if they were just one step away from success? What if the moment they walked away was the exact moment when everything was about to change? Progress isn't always visible. It's like the roots of a tree growing beneath the surface, strengthening unseen. And yet, when the time is right, the tree bursts through, reaching for the sky. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's resilience. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. What if your breakthrough is just beyond the moment where you feel like giving up? What if the only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted is your willingness to take one more step? Lesson number 10. Vulnerability is strength. I used to think I had to be polished, perfect. But perfection is a wall. It keeps people out, keeps connections shallow. The more I shared my struggles, my fears, my real journey, the more people connected with me. True strength isn't about never showing weakness. It's about standing in the light of your imperfections and saying, "Here I am." We admire people who seem flawless, but we love those who show us their humanity. Owning our story is the bravest thing we'll ever do. What if the thing you're afraid to share is the exact thing that will inspire someone else? What if your greatest strength is the part of you that you've been trying to hide? The world doesn't need another expert. It needs realness, authenticity. What if, in shedding your armor, you found that the very thing you hid was the light that guided others home? These are the lessons I've learned in just 30 days, but the truth is, learning never stops. Growth is not measured in time, but in the moments we choose to rise above our doubts, to lean into our fears, and to step forward despite uncertainty. Imagine what I'll learn in a year. Imagine what you could learn if you just took that first step. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Which lesson hit home the most for you? And if you're on your own journey of growth, know that you are not alone. Every step forward, no matter how small, is part of something greater. Hit subscribe and let's walk this path together.